BMW M3, a timeless badge, a moniker that means victory. From the very first E30 winning 25 championships in 5 years, to the M4 successor carrying on the want of victory in GT3 form, BMW shaped and moulded the M3 of each generation with one thing in mind: winning. In 2000, BMW released the version most would argue was the pinnacle, the E46. With its S54 engine redlining at 8,000 RPM, handling that made anyone feel like JJ Leto, and a body that looked like it was sculpted by the gods themselves, it wormed its way into people's imaginations.
I love this car so much actually that I really want one in my life. This is a real M3 to me. Oh yes!
Even the kids knew what it was. A special edition, the M3 GTR, was the hero car of Need for Speed's Most Wanted, featuring the controversial V8 engine from the American Le Mans series and the now iconic straight-cut gears screaming their way, making it well known the pedigree of this car. Even on the road in its normal trim it was beloved. Most people would argue it was the pinnacle of the M3, and it truly has cemented itself as one of the greatest cars of all time.
I literally am in a glass case of emotion right now.
As you can probably tell by that intro, I quite like the M3. This one's mine. Now, you can probably tell by the carbon roof, it's got some CSL stuff on it. It's not true CSL. You can also probably tell by that, and by that. Something's wrong with this car. It doesn't look quite right. And through this video, we're going to document almost everything that's wrong with it. Because believe it or not, it came to me in this condition from a body shop. And well, those two little bits missing, that's just the tip of the iceberg that we're going to go deep into on this video. Not too deep, because for legal reasons, this is not everything. Nor am I going to drop a name of who left the car in this state with me, or the business, or even the location of where said business is located. All you need to know is, this is just a short list of everything wrong with this car. Let's get to it. So, hello, I think we'll begin this list quite strong. So, to begin with, the fucking wishbones weren't bolted on. Yep, both the left and the right wishbones, those bolts you see, they were finger tight. I mean, you can see the gap. It's loose. As you can imagine, that caused a bit of a steering issue, and just moving it from the trailer that it had come on from the collection to the road where it was parked, well, drive where it was parked, steering had about 20 degrees of movement in it. Just because the fucking wishbones were loose. Like, you imagine if I'd taken that for a proper drive, I decided to drive that into my town to go get it MOT'd, because obviously I had no MOT, it was so long to be done. Yeah, probably could have killed someone. So we're already off to a great start. Next on the agenda is the exhaust. I'm going to see probably here, somewhere, vaguely. Depends how well this green screen works. Didn't work very well on the first test, so we'll see. It was hanging down off the car, almost touching the ground, and I kind of thought nothing of it when I picked the car up until it went to come off the trailer. I was like, it's almost touching the ground as it's backing off. What's going on here? Once it got taken to a proper body shop that know what they're doing, we found what the issue was. There were no nuts on the exhaust. Sorry, there was no tight nuts on the exhaust. Two of the studs that hold the BMW M3's exhaust hangers on, missing. Just the nuts were gone. There was nothing there. The other two were basically just on the first 2 or 3 turns of the thread. And then to go with that, it now had quite a bit of a growl. Now that was because there's no clamps on the exhaust. So the back box where it meets the midsection, no clamps. So it was just blowing. So, you know, we apparently couldn't even be asked to put clamps on, which is amazing. Yeah, and then when we finally did try to get nuts on there and lift the exhaust back up into place, I ran into a next problem. The chassis wasn't correctly fixed. It went for accident repair, and the accident damage wasn't even repaired. Granted, some of it was pulled back out into shape, but where the crash structure mounts up to the chassis itself, there's a little flange that sticks downwards. Might put a picture in to show it because my hand gestures are probably not helping at all. But regardless, that flange had bent inwards. So when the exhaust tried to go up, instead of it being flush like that and the exhaust going up like that, it was bent like that and the exhaust would twat it and not go into place. So that's why the exhaust hadn't been fitted, because the person had realised, shit, it's not repaired properly, which obviously was great. So yeah, we're already off to a good start. Loose wishbones, exhaust not fitted correctly, the crash damage, the accident damage wasn't repaired. Great start already. And whilst we're on the back of the vehicle, you can probably see here, yeah, does that really look like a professional did that paintwork? I mean, you can see the obvious masking marks. I mean, come on! Is that really how we're gonna do bodywork? Is that... Oh, it's gonna be like this the whole way through, isn't it? Yeah. Let's keep going. Right. Yeah, the headlights. I'm just gonna play a little video. Yeah, so as you saw in that, the offside headlight was just completely loose. There were 2 bolts in the top, nothing in the bottom. And because of this, on the way back, on the transport, because the headlight was effectively flopping around like that, headlight washer just fucked off. Yeets it off away into the distance. No idea where that is. Yeah, great. I was thinking, right, so where are the nuts and bolts? Because there's quite a few missing. Well, I found them in the back of the engine bay, stuffed down by the relay fuse box. In the back right of the engine bay, there was just a McDonald's milkshake cup stuffed in there, full of about 30 or 40 nuts and bolts. So I, at some point, had the painstaking task of finding where every single one of them came from. Because I'm guessing half of them are going to be important. I mean, when you've got that amount missing, some of them are going to be important. So that's going to be a problem. It's just going to be a fun thing. Yeah. But I mean, at least if you're going to bodge the car, at least hide the bodge. You know? Not leave it stuffed in the back of the engine bay. Obviously, I was going to look in the engine bay. It's a car. It has an engine. You're going to check these things. Yeah. And then a small detail, but this would be an MOT failure, and for good fucking reason. Wheel bolts. Just some of them are missing. The car had all of them when it arrived. Why is it now missing some? That's a small detail, but loose wheels kill people. Regularly. It's a massive thing. So why are there no loose... Sorry, why are the wheel nuts missing? Where have they gone? They're not in the cup, as previously mentioned, but they're not in that. So where have some of my wheel nuts gone? Like, we can't even fit wheel nuts now? Wheels are going to be left loose? Like, that's not acceptable, is it? Look at this paint job. One corner of the bumper it's just completely flat on the paintwork. I mean, was it not prepped? I mean, let's take a good look at this quality paintwork. Yeah. Mint. I mean, it just, yeah, it doesn't look right, does it? I mean, it doesn't take an idiot to see that that's not done properly. And there's little spots like that all over the car that just scream it was half-arsed, not done properly, and was barely prepped. Which, obviously, is not good enough when the car goes for a full body respray and it spends that much time at the place for the amount of money that I paid. You'd think the full body respray would be a full body respray and would look half decent, at least uniform. And yeah, speaking of uniform, yeah, you can see, what's this? There's a colour mismatch. The front of the car does not match. So from the front wing backwards, they do not match. You can see it most clearly in this photo with the wing against the door. The door is BMW carbon black. The wing is not. The other wing is slightly closer, but this wing is not even close. It's like either the wrong colour was used, because honestly it looks more like my 5 Series, which is more of a blue, or the paint was just done so incredibly thin, what I'm seeing is the fiberglass underneath. And speaking of the fiberglass, it had vents that needed to be cut out. So whilst we're looking at that, the vents, oh, well, that's not a great cut, is it? I mean, did Stevie Wonder cut that? Well, Stevie Wonder must have done the QC, because there's paint dripping. Really? There is paint drip? How does a body shop let that go out of it? Like, that's beggars belief. That's unbelievable. Oh, and actually, once we're on the front wings, do you see an issue there? Yeah. Where's the hole for the side repeater? It's just not there. Why? I mean, a little bit of trim's there where the repeater would slot into, but oh, that's loose as well. So, yeah, that's obviously not road legal. Car kind of legally requires to have side repeaters. There were side repeaters supplied. Why were they not fitted? The repeaters may not have been fitted, but the wings were fitted correctly, right? Right? No, of course not. Yeah, one of the wings is just loose at the bottom. As it literally just loose, it just flops around. It's not attached at all at the bottom. Top of it, where it mounts up to the chassis rail, yeah, then cool. I mean, it's random nuts and bolts. They don't even match. But at least it's attached. Not at the bottom. It's just loose. And yeah, admittedly, I supplied these wings, and they had problems. I fully admit to that. That was a bad part I supplied. And I got informed of this about halfway through the process. And I said, you know what? You're right. These parts are shit. Don't bother with them. I will get new ones. I will supply them. Sorted. Right? No. Because the people doing the work insisted they could make those ones work. And I was like, no, you sure? I will happily get new ones out of pocket. I've supplied a bad part. Let's sort it. Let's not cause problems. But they were so insistent they could manage it. So, you haven't managed it. So why don't you just take the resolution offered? Like, it could have been sorted. And if I'm offering to sort it, why not just take that option? Why insist that you can do it when you obviously can't? Because that's a problem that you've just created yourself. Like, I'm trying to help you there, but you just didn't want to take it. Oh, and actually, I thought I'd add another note to the bumper. We saw the flatness of the paint. Yeah, we saw that. We've gone over that. It's a problem. But, you know, we'll move down the list. Something else. What's going on with the splitter? I mean, it's like there's a gap. It's a BMW M3 splitter, so why would there be a gap? It's for the right car, right? Oh. Well, there's the problem. It's not fitted correctly, and they used silicone to try and hold it on, which, okay, it's not a normal way of doing body work. Why silicone? And why so badly? I mean, it's sticking out. I've not had to take it off to see that it was silicone because there is silicone sticking out of the fucking corner. Like, come on. Really? That's probably the most pathetic bodge so far. But you know, we'll look up on the situation. So let's literally look up and... Where are the kidney grills? I mean, I understand the washer bit being missing. Headlights were loose. And to be fair, only the headlight washer went missing. The actual plastic bit that the headlight washer goes in, that's in my car. Not gone missing. I removed that in inspection to see where the fucking bolts were for the headlight. But the kidney grills, I didn't misplace that. I didn't remove them. And the car went to the body shop with a pair, plus a pair to be fitted. So that's 4 total kidney grills. So how have I ended up with 0? Are we just selling my parts? What's going on here? I'm just missing parts at this point. It's like the wheel nuts. Where have they gone? I mean, at least give me all the stuff I gave you. Like, this is my property. It's just disappearing. But it's fine. It's fine. We'll look on the brighter side. We'll look higher up. Oh. Another problem. Great. So, that's the seal for the windshield, which would have came out when the windshield came out for the carbon fibre roof to go in. But the seal's damaged. I mean, granted, the roof, it's not leaking as far as I can tell.
So a note from future Kevin. Even this was done wrong. After filming I had a midnight thought and cut a hole in the car's headliner to check the metal reinforcing structure that replaces the sunroof was in fact fitted. It wasn't. Instead there was a rusty bit of scrap metal. It was wrong and not even securely fitted. Fucking mint.
For sunroof cars, you have to weld in what they call the roof bow, which is this piece here. Now that normally wouldn't be there because that's where the sunroof cassette lives, but on cars that haven't got a sunroof, there's too much of an open expanse to have just a flat piece of metal or even carbon fibre, and there would be sort of buffeting issues or even compression sort of problems. So you have to weld in the roof bow, which is about £60–70 in the UK from BMW, which is exactly what we've just done. Very stable. I can't get that to twist at all. Only fits in one position, wraps around the B pillars and just gets spot welded into position.
But the seal's got a big hole in it. Like the chunk decent missing out of it. Would you not renew a seal when you take the windshield out? I mean, why would you not? Could have at least informed me and said, hey mate, we've damaged the seal. Do you want us to put a new one in? Yeah, please. I'll pay out of pocket for it, if it's so necessary. But to not even mention it and just... Yeah. It's very, very obvious when you're looking at the front of the car. Especially when you go to look at the roof, because it's carbon fibre roof, so that looks snazzy. You then look at the... As you get to the front, you go, why is there a gap? Oh. Wasn't done properly. Speaking of seals, the rear window seals were very badly perished. So I thought, whilst all the glass is coming out for the carbon fibre roof to go in, we'll have some new ones fitted. You know, tidy it all up, no perished seals. I mean, they look awful, to be honest. But that picture's taken after the car came back from the body shop. Still perished. And I've supplied new seals. In fact, they're one of the few parts that actually arrived back with the car. They're in the boot. So, why were they not fitted? Had the glass out. Surely you'd think the glass was out when doing the roof, so... I mean, he's taken the windshield out clearly, and he must have taken the rear window out. Probably took the side windows out. Was they out, why didn't you just put seals in? The seals that were supplied. I mean, at least with the front windshield, you can go, oh, well, maybe we didn't want to contact him. Still stupid. Still not good enough. But you didn't have that issue with the side rear windows, did you? Did you just do the seals supplied? Oh, and then there's this small, but why not? We'll just add it on. The badge is missing. The badge was there when the car left. Turns out the holes were drilled too big in the boot for the badge. So the badge would go in, but it would be loose enough that you wouldn't feel it loose, but vibrations of the car being brought home on a transport was enough to vibrate it loose. I know it's a little touch, but come on. Let's get that right? Like, please? I'd like the badge. That's now gone. It was a snazzy badge as well. It was the, what, 50th anniversary, 60th anniversary? I don't know. But it was the M anniversary badge. Yeah, it's just gone now. Yeah, got to order another one of them now. Brilliant. So this is more the highlights of the problems. And to say that I got the car like this back, it's just insulting, to be honest. I mean, the workmanship, there is no workmanship. It's not even poor workmanship. There is just no workmanship. You'd think just a bunch of cowboys just set up shop and just started going at it. Right. And this bit is for you, owner of the workshop. Now this bit I'm going to read off the script pretty much directly. Because the thing is, I know you've been stalking my Instagram. And you even emailed me within 5 minutes of me posting a story about making a video of this car, threatening me for slander. Now, you yourself actually offered a resolution of leaving the car with another body shop to do all the work, as you claimed you wouldn't be able to get it done on time, as it was already running massively behind schedule. Now, I said yes to this. Didn't know the other body shop, but I agreed. I just thought, yeah, we'll get the car sorted. End of. There has to be no more hassle here. But after agreeing, you then went back on it and said you can in fact get the work done yourself. So, okay. But then you even went behind on schedule again after saying that you could get it done. So you went back on your own resolution of getting it sorted and said that you'd get me a completed car back. Well, then you handed me this fucking piece of shit back. And yeah, that's directly from the script. I got quite angry whilst writing it. But you handed me this back, which just isn't good enough. So, like, so I've done the correct things, and I've sent you letters saying it's not good enough. I've offered resolutions, and your basic response was just nuh-uh and good luck taking this to court. Well, you underestimated my commitment to this car, which is surprising because I told you my history with this car and the hoops I'd gone through to get it back from the insurance company after it had been crashed into and written off. So to think that I wasn't going to chase this that's a big mistake on your behalf. I work in this trade. We know this. I'm a mechanic. I don't do body work, but I do mechanical work. So why would you try and pull this, especially since half of it that's wrong was mechanical work? Why would you try and pull this on a fellow person in the trade? Which then makes me think, what are you doing to fellow customers? People that aren't in the know. People that don't have a proper way of checking all of this stuff. What are you doing to those people? There needs to be some honesty in this trade. Because there's mechanics like me that get slander and told we're not good enough and we're just trying to rip people off when we're being honest. But that's because of the reputation this trade's getting. From people like you, who just do what they want and send out half-assed work that isn't good enough and was fucking dangerous. So, I'm not going to back down from this challenge. You can try and get me done for slander on this video. I think you'll find I've said absolutely nothing wrong that's slander. There's been nothing said that you can pin me on. So, good luck. And trust me, I'm proper committed to getting back. Proper. He dropped out of a racing series that I just joined just to fund this little adventure. So, yeah. Good luck to me. Good luck to you.
This was a very different type of video, so I apologize to those expecting karting and shit posting. You can support the racing adventures at the link below, or even just like, subscribe and share this video. It's greatly appreciated.